Hey guys, so in this video we'll go over an example problem where we practice using the formula for frequency. Okay, so this example problem says a wave crest passes an inner tube every 2 seconds. What is the frequency? So we know that the formula for frequency is F equals 1 over T. That means frequency equals 1 divided by the period. And we know that a period is the amount of time that it takes a wave crest to travel one wavelength. Okay? So we're actually given the period here. So the wave passes the inner tube every 2 seconds. It takes 2 seconds, okay? So the period, T, is 2. It's 2 seconds. So F equals 1 over T. That means F equals 1 over 2. Okay, let me write that a little bit more neatly. All right, so F equals 1 over 2, and that means that frequency is 0.5. Now, your unit for frequency will be hertz. So you write Hz as the symbol for hertz. All right, so 0.5 hertz is the answer. So this equation, another thing I want to point out is that this equation shows an important relationship between period and frequency. And that's that the relationship between period and frequency is that they are inverse. They are inverses of each other. So that means that if the period increases, if the amount of time that it takes for the crest of a wave to travel one wavelength increases, that means that the frequency decreases. So an inverse relationship. If one goes up, the other goes down. All right? Period increases, frequency decreases. All right, that makes sense because if you have a low frequency series of waves, that means that the waves are spaced out. They're not close together, they're more spaced out. Okay, so that's low frequency. And the definition of a period is the amount of time that it takes the crest of a wave to travel one wavelength. All right, so if you increase that time, then you're decreasing the frequency of that series of waves. Okay, now what if I decrease? Let me see if you can see this on your screen. What if I decrease the period? Well, that means that frequency increases. All right, we have an inverse relationship here. Let me write that a little bit better. So that means that frequency will increase. All right, so if you decrease the amount of time that it takes the crest of a wave to travel one wavelength, that means that you have waves that are closer together, and therefore that series of waves has a higher frequency. Waves that are close together have a higher frequency than waves that are spread apart. All right, so this equation shows that there is an inverse relationship between period and frequency. Go ahead and move on to the next slide.